Okay. Good morning.
Good morning. That sun is really bright in my eyes.
It is bright. Thanks for good lighting, though.
That's like really bright in my eyes.
All right. So today is the day. I feel like there's going to be a lot of the days. But this is one of the days. Today is our first appointment with the infertility specialist. Alex, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling excited. I mean, I'm pretty resigned to the fact that it's probably just going to be a whole lot of tests, that we're probably not going to get a whole lot of information about anything. She may go over some of our previous test results just a little bit, but I have a feeling that it's going to be like bang, bang, boom, get all of these tests, and then the next appointment is really where we're going to start to actually get some information after we get all those tests done.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'm definitely excited, but I'm not like super excited just because I feel like it's going to be the next appointment that we actually get information about like what's going to be the plan.
So your turn is in half a mile.
And how are you feeling, baby?
I'm so excited. I'm like, here's the deal. Okay, like I think Alex is probably right as far as like what today is going to consist of. Excuse me. And I don't know, I'm excited to finally get started with everything. So, I don't know. I am a little bit worried though, because right now we're in the middle of diagnosing my stomach issues. Still haven't figured out what the issue is yet, and I think there's gonna have to be a lot more tests and scans that need to be done. And you can't do that while you're pregnant. And I'm not saying that we're gonna get pregnant this month or next month or even this year really. I mean, there's only like a couple months left of the year. This is your turn, sweetie. And I don't know, I just like nervous that I'm gonna have to choose one thing or the other.
Okay.
And I haven't really said that to Alex yet, but it's just something I've been thinking of.
That you're gonna either have to choose getting pregnant or choose fixing your tummy.
Yeah. And I know what the right answer is, and I don't want that to be the right answer. But that's where patience comes in, and practicing patience, and you know, God calls us to be patient. And Alex and I have been known to be very impatient people.
We're not very good at that part.
We're not good at that. But I know that I need to practice patience, and I think that this is one really good way to do that. And if I can be patient through this, I think that that will help set me up for success for to have patience through a lot of other things in life. I really do. And so maybe it'll be a good life lesson. I don't know. And I don't even know if that's what's going to happen. Like, I don't know. But I have a feeling that's how it's going to end up being. And I'm kind of bummed about it. But that's okay. We are only 22 and 23 years old. And we've got a lot of life ahead of us. But I was just excited to go ahead and get started. But as I keep saying, I don't want my plan, I want God's plan. All right?
You're right.
Okay, do you have anything else to say?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
So that went differently than expected. We got in there, and so you know how previously I had said that I thought for sure that she was going to start with just a whole bunch of tests.
No.
And a whole bunch of just all sorts of stuff that we would have to do before we could get started. Well, that didn't really happen. There are just a couple tests that Haley has to go through, and Haley can tell you more about all that.
Are you happy? You're acting like you're not very...
I'm just surprised.
Okay. So I am very pleased with how that went. And I actually, like, I don't know if I said this or not, before we went to our appointment, but I kind of had a feeling that this was going to happen. So it went well, very well. She is incredible. Okay, basically, when diagnosing PCOS, they look for you to qualify for 2 out of 3 symptoms. What would that be? Qualities.
2 out of 3 criteria.
Criteria, thank you. And I have 2 out of the 3, and there are a couple of things that can mimic PCOS, and one of them is
the paperwork's in the notebook.
I have it right here too. So I don't even know if I'm going to say this correctly, but if your prolactin levels are elevated and if your adrenal levels, is that what it is? Adrenal levels?
So if there are adrenal problems or your prolactin levels are elevated, they can mimic some of the symptoms of PCOS. And so basically, with PCOS, doctors can't really, like, there's no specific test for PCOS. You just have to narrow everything else out that could be causing the symptoms of PCOS. And then once you're left with only PCOS, then you know you officially have PCOS.
And she thinks I have it. Like, she's like, I mean, I agree with your doctor and that you do have it, but I just want to make sure that, like, she's just, you know, crossing all of her T's and dotting all her I's. I think that's the saying.
Yeah.
And she's wanting to be 100% sure. This person's next to me, so this is kind of awkward.
That's okay.
Can you scoot up a little bit? Thank you. Okay, so, it's very awkward.
Baby, just keep talking.
Okay, so anyways, so I need to get blood work done, and I have to start that within 10 days of starting my period, and I'm about to start my period. So I'm gonna get that done, and as long as everything comes back looking good, then she's going to start me on letrozole. And letrozole is a medication that makes you ovulate. And so they're going to have me take that, and then I think like for a few days, I don't know the exact amount of days, and then actually I'll just tell you because I have the sheet right here. So I'll take letrozole for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, and then 4 days after that I'm going to take an ovulation kit. And if I don't get a positive ovulation test result that day, then I'll take it for the next 2 days, and then whenever I do get that positive result, I call them, and then I go in for an ultrasound within 36 hours, right?
Yep, within 36 hours.
Within 36 hours. And they go and basically they want to see if I'm not releasing too many eggs and that the eggs look good, like their size looks good.
Yep.
And then after that, they will give me a trigger shot, which will force me to ovulate. And then next day.
So after the trigger shot, within 36 hours after we take the trigger shot, we go back in for intrauterine insemination.
For the IUI. And for those of you who don't know what an IUI is, basically they take Alex's sperm, they wash it, and they pick out the good ones, and they use this really long tube, and they squeeze it into my uterus, at the top of my uterus, and it's crazy. Apparently it is a painless procedure, and even if it was painful, I would not care at all. Like, this is just crazy that this is even a thing. So that is the plan, and I know that this can take a few cycles to work. It can take, you know, up to 3 cycles. So if we do this for 3 cycles and it doesn't work for any of those, then we move on to see if we are good candidates for IVF, and we'll go from there. So that is what's going on. We are both very excited. We want to start right now. And we're waiting to hear back from the financial planner there at her office and kind of see like what this is going to look like financially, and to like be 100% sure that we can do it right now, which I'm pretty sure we can. And yeah, so I just want to say that when we first got in there, she was just awesome. She was precious. But she said, I had brought up my concern about Alex's semen analysis, and she was like, his levels are like, they're not bad. I mean, he does have male factor infertility, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's funny because like I have PCOS and it's not that bad, and he has male factor infertility, it's not that bad. So that's kind of cool. Like, you know, like if we're looking at the bright side, that's, like, we're very lucky, we're very blessed.
We got some issues, but it's not world ending.
Right. So that's exciting. And she's actually like really impressed with his, well, she's not impressed, but she's very okay with the sperm that he has. She is in love with my tubes in my uterus. She said it is textbook perfect scenario. Regarding that, she said I have a ton of eggs, which is really great. She said depending on how my body reacts to the letrozole, since I have so many eggs, since I was born with so many eggs, that I very well might want to, my body might try to release too many, and she doesn't want that, so she might have to cancel the IUI and wait till next cycle to put me on a lower dose of the letrozole. But we'll see if that ends up happening. But anyways, I got sidetracked. When we first got in there, I had said something about the semen analysis, and she was like, I already have a plan of action for you guys. And like when she said that, I started getting like so teary, and I was like, okay, be prepared for me to sob, because like it's that time of the month for me anyways, and this is an emotional situation. So I didn't cry though. I did get really teary when she said that, because I would just like, that came out of left field. Like one of the first things she said when we got in there was, I already know what I want to do with you guys, and I'm ready to start it. And I'm just like, crazy.
It is, it's crazy.
I'm so excited.
I just think the craziest thing about it is, like, she mentioned more than once about the possibility of multiple eggs being
She
released.
did.
And so, on one hand, it's like really exciting, but on the other, I'm kind of panicking a little bit, just a little bit of heart palpitations about there's a really good possibility that we could have twins or triplets.
Oh my gosh. See,
And
that like, excites me.
I mean, it's exciting for sure, but like, that's a lot of babies.
Yeah.
And I mean, so I think if that does become the case, and we get pregnant with more than one kid, I think there's probably going to be a portion of me that panics a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I'll get really excited, and then I'll probably panic again, and then get excited again, and kind of cycle that throughout your entire pregnancy.
I think that's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
We've actually been talking a lot about the possibility of like having multiples, and like, oh my gosh, how much of a blessing that would be. Like, we both have like really enjoyed the idea of that possibility. So we will see what happens.
All in all, though, the appointment went very well, and we're just excited to get these tests done, so we can get the green light to continue on with this and move forward. And we're just, it's time.
Yeah.
It's time, and we're ready to get started. We're ready to move forward. We're ready to get going on this. And it really makes me happy to hear that it may be easier for us than it is for a whole lot of people that deal with infertility. I mean, And that truly is a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that Haley has so many eggs,
That's really
and
cool.
so many good eggs is a real blessing. And the fact that both of our situations are not great, but not terrible either, you know.
Yeah.
There's just so much to be grateful for.
Yeah. Sorry, the lighting is so bad. I don't know why. There we go. Your face keeps going really dark.
Yeah.
Anyways. All right, you guys, so that is the plan. I'm gonna go over everything, make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm not.
Yeah, so that's how the appointment went. Our first infertility appointment. We'll see how it goes. Love you guys.